All right, the number 5 overall pick is really when the draft starts, and that is what Jim Harbaugh said, and I agree as well. And we'll get into it and how the LA Chargers are set up, just got set up perfectly for that number 5 pick and all the things that they can do. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans. We live here in Michigan. We're big Michigan fans, big Jim Harbaugh fans, and we're following him out to LA to see how he just totally revamps this Chargers team. It'll be exciting to watch, and you get an unbiased look into your team on this channel. So subscribe if you've watched a few videos and you haven't subscribed. Subscribe. If you haven't seen us before, just hold on and see if you want to after this. So there's just a lot of chaos in pick 4 and then 5, right? And it's perfect because the Chargers are in that sweet spot. So here is just more chaos. But first, before we get to that, why they're set up perfectly at that number 5 pick is because Jim Harbaugh said it. Picks 1, 2, 3, and 4 should all be quarterbacks, and he's saying we are the number 1 pick. He said we are going to get a great player, or they're going to trade out of it. So you cannot lose if you're the LA Chargers. But here's the more chaos that continues to happen at that number 4 pick is that Tannenbaum, Mike Tannenbaum, who's a former general manager, came out and said he thinks the Cardinals will be taking JJ McCarthy at the number 4 overall pick because they're going to trade their draft picks, and it's just going to like they're going to trade Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings, and then they're going to get their pick and all this stuff. And so it's just perfect, right? So Tannenbaum wrote about McCarthy. QB availability is crucial in today's NFL. Kyler Murray hasn't played. Who cares? We don't care about Kyler Murray or the Cardinals. But my point is, there is so much that can happen in pick 1, 2, 3, and 4. But pick 5 is really where it all begins. And so if you're the Chargers, you're set up perfectly in this draft. You've been very manageable about, let's go here what Joe Ortiz talks about. He's able to get guys that he knows being with the Ravens. So this free agency, you've got guys you're familiar with, Gus Edwards, the center, the tight end, all who played under him during his tenure at Baltimore. All 3 of those guys I know, and I know what we're getting. It's a natural fit. He says Gus is going to be just the bell cow for us. So free agency, you got rid of big contracts that you just couldn't have anymore. Simple. It's not Joe Ortiz or Jim Harbaugh's fault that those contracts were so inflated to older players. But you get rid of them. You sign smart free agents. You're in a perfect position in the draft. You just get back Denzel Perryman, sign him back for a very manageable deal, which was just a perfect deal. And then you've got Jim Harbaugh on top of all of that. So if you're the Chargers, that number 5 pick just keeps getting better and better. As a Lions fan, there was so many years the Lions were picking 9th and there was like 7 good players, right? And you're just like, you missed out on that top tier blue chip, or they were picking 12 and there was 10 good players. I mean, it just always felt like the Lions were just missing out. If you're going to be bad, be bad, be in the top 5 NFL draft picks. This is a year where there's a ton of quarterbacks that are going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't need a quarterback. So you're in great position to get Marvin Harrison Jr., trade out of it, get more picks. I mean, it would make sense for the Chargers because of the Jim Harbaugh connection, because he knows college players so well right now. He's not going to forever, right? Like for the next couple years, this year especially, he knows the the college players. He knows Michigan team. He knows Big Ten players. He knows guys he recruited, like knows them really well. So if I'm the Chargers, I am trying to trade back. Let's say they trade back with the Vikings to 11. Trade back again. Go back to 15. Trade back to 20. Get as many picks as you possibly can in this draft. That is the key for them to flip this immediately. If they get Marvin Harrison, cool, right? But that doesn't move the needle. You had a really good quarterback and a really good wide receiver last year. That didn't really do much, right? You need depth. You need explosive players. You need young players. You need multiple guys, not just one. So if you're the Chargers, expect them to trade out of 5, keep trading back because there's going to be a team that wants desperately Marvin Harrison Jr. at 5. And if all quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 4, then somebody will come up and get him because they believe he's that big of a piece. But remember, keep saying it. Joe Ortiz said it. You're never one player away. So grab as many picks as you can. Like, what the heck? Why wouldn't you? Funny story, Jim Harbaugh, just to add to the legend of Jim Harbaugh, he's living in an RV. Now don't kid yourself. This is a nice RV. Like, and he's got it on the beach or something. Like he's doing fine. He's got, yeah, right here. It's like, he's living on the beach is the Rockford Files. I don't know what that is, but this is a nice RV. Nobody forget that it's like not nice, but just appreciate you, Jim. He's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna head out there. I'm gonna live in an RV, kind of figure it out, get to know Joe Ortiz. And then Jim Harbaugh said recently that he just cannot wait. And I think it's like the second week of April is when OTAs. I don't know why I'm saying OTAs, but anyway, there's some players that are coming back. It's not OTAs. It's just coming in, working out. There's going to be guys coming into the building, and he is just so pumped for that. And he's like, they're the lifeblood. They're the ones that make it all happen. So I love the fact that Jim Harbaugh is so pumped up, and it doesn't matter who you put on the field. He is going to be better than Staley from day one. And so we've been talking about what makes Jim Harbaugh better. And there's really three things. I mean, number one, it's the discipline of his teams. And that goes when you think discipline, you think of jumping off sides or not able, not making those mental mistakes. Yes, that is it as well. But they're always in the right position. So you're not giving up those huge chunk plays on defense. And offensively, you're not turning the ball over. So the discipline is just very good with Jim Harbaugh coach teams, and they never get blown out and they're never out of the game. The second thing is, I don't know what he does with his strength and conditioning, but they're just physical. They're more physical. It's football. And so he said it until they don't, as long as they have the pads on, you have to be physical. And then he's really embraced the being really cerebral in the game and being smart and trying to find different ways to run the ball and doing things defensively that is really innovative. So he is a really good coach. Can't wait to see it. You can tell he's super happy to be there. So again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and we'll see all of you on the next one.